Episode 595 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Finally going to be talking about this big weekend in pro wrestling, starting with WWE Friday Night Smackdown from France and WWE Backlash live from France as well, and also TNA Under Siege. And we'll also talk some pro wrestling news right here, right now. 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Hello, Wrestling Fanatics. Welcome to episode 595. I am Lance Brock, and finally got around to doing a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for this pretty big pro wrestling weekend. So without any further ado, no more delay, let's get right into it. Let's start off Friday, WWE Smackdown from Lyon, France, I believe it is, at the LDLC Arena to kick off WWE's Weekend of France. And in a dark match, which was not shown, Rey Mysterio defeated Carlito. And then on the TV portion of SmackDown, we had a women's 6-man tag, which featured Bayley, 8-woman tag, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi, defeating the Damage Control team of Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, teaming with Tiffany Stratton, 8 minutes 27 seconds. The Authors of Pain defeating the New Catch Republic, 9 minutes 55 seconds. And LA Knight defeating Angel, 6 minutes 18 seconds. The WWE Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, defeating the Street Profits to retain the titles, 7 minutes 29 seconds. And there were a couple post-show dark matches, Jey Uso defeating Finn Balor, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, defeating Shinsuke Nakamura. And definitely a very loud crowd in France. And kind of going out of order a little bit, but just to stick with WWE, I'm going to go right into Backlash France at this time. And it was Saturday afternoon here in North America, 1 p.m. start time. Also at the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France. Hopefully I said that right. And this definitely had a big event feel to it. Like I said, the crowd was just loud the whole night for every match. They were into it. I even heard some people say that this might be the best crowd of the year for any WWE Premium Live event in 2024, which I just want to say, very good show. And was it the best show of the year? Maybe not, but definitely, I would say in contention, maybe for show of the year. But we'll have to wait and see. We're only about almost halfway through 2024, but still a very good show. And we start off with tag team action, The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, along with the wise man Paul Heyman, taking on Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. This one just starts off brawling right away, out of control. And then we see the SmackDown general manager, Nick Aldis, come out. Kind of looking like he was going to stop the match. But instead, he made it a street fight. And like I said, a lot of brawling in this one. But it is the Bloodline getting the win when we see the debut of yet another new Bloodline member, Tonga Loa, making his return to WWE, formerly known as Camacho. I want to say he may have had a cup of coffee on the main roster, was on NXT for quite a bit. But the Bloodline gets this one, Kevin Owens taking the pin, 19 minutes, 25 seconds. Very good opener here. I thought this was a very strong way to kick off the PLE. Really good match. Like I said, the crowd was just not into this one, but every match of the night. And you could definitely hear them. Sometimes I thought maybe they were even a little too loud. And Triple H even mentioned in the press conference that receiving noise complaints, and even on commentary, Michael Cole and Corey Graves mentioned that there were times where it seemed like the whole building was shaking, that the crowd was so loud and into the action throughout the night. Our second match on Backlash France. Triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton. Bayley over big time as she usually is. They were singing the song like usually when they go to the UK or other countries, the crowd usually sings that song for Bayley. And Naomi was the one taking the pin in this one. Bayley retains 13 minutes, 10 seconds. I thought in this one they did a very good job of making all three women look pretty good in this one. They made Tiffany Stratton look really strong by having her not take the pin, so could eventually lead to a rematch between her and Bayley for the championship at a later date. So good match there. And next up is the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest taking on main event Jey Uso. Very good one in this one, I thought. Very good storytelling. We get the interference from Judgment Day, JD McDonough and Finn Balor, and Damian Priest continuing to get a little upset with their interference. The story that's been being told lately, he doesn't want them interfering in his matches. He wants to do it on his own, but he does get help from his fellow Judgment Day members. Damian Priest defeats Jey Uso, 15 minutes, 45 seconds to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Another pretty good match here, I thought. And next up, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships are up for grabs. The newly formed tag team Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill taking on the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. And this one, I wouldn't really say it was a bad match, but I definitely wouldn't say this was the best match of the night. And Jade Cargill, she's definitely got the charisma, got her character, but in this one, I didn't think she was really that great. There were a few times in the match where I wouldn't say she looked messy or sloppy, but there was a few little hiccups in the match, I thought. And big fan of Jade Cargill, though. I enjoyed her reign as AEW TBS champion. Thought she was pretty much great in AEW. Very short time in WWE so far, but in this one, an okay match, I guess you could say, but I did enjoy the finish with Jade hitting Jaded on Sane, and then Bianca hitting the KOD on Asuka onto Sane, and then pinning Sane to score the victory. We have new WWE Women's Tag Team Championship champions, 17 minutes, 25 seconds, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I like them as a team, Bianca and Jade, so I could see them having a lengthy title reign. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a rematch between them and the Kabuki Warriors, and the main event of Backlash France, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line. Or are they just calling it the WWE Championship now? Maybe it's just the WWE Championship. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles, and history was actually made in this match. Jessica Carr becoming the first woman WWE referee to officiate a WWE World Championship match in the main event, and AJ Styles becoming the only superstar in WWE history to face both Dusty Rhodes, back in TNA of course, and Cody Rhodes in world title matches. I just want to say, I know going into the show on Saturday morning's episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans, I talked about how I actually wanted to see AJ Styles become the new WWE champion, but did not expect it to happen. And definitely my pick for match of the night. I knew it was going to be great, and it was. But it is Cody Rhodes defeating AJ Styles with the Crossroads in 27 minutes, 20 seconds. No pun intended, but a phenomenal match. And the crowd, once again, just like both nights, were very loud during this match. And like I said, wasn't expecting AJ Styles to win anyway, so wasn't too disappointed. Definitely my pick for match of the night. Cody and AJ, great performances. And then we had the Backlash press conference after, and we heard from the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes after his world title victory, retaining the title, I should say, and Triple H. He was asked about Drew Gulak's recent release, which he kind of avoided it. He just said his contract was not renewed, and talked about Fightful and PW Insider, and pretty much just told, I don't remember who asked it, but pretty much told him if he was going to mention news sources, to mention credible ones. I might not be saying that exactly what he said, but it was pretty much along those lines. So that was WWE Smackdown and WWE Backlash France, which I thought were both very great shows. Well, Smackdown was maybe you could say the usual Friday night Smackdown, but that crowd and being in a different arena like country or in France made it seem different, more of a big deal. And now also Friday night was TNA Under Siege, live from the Washington Avenue Armory in Albany, New York. This was a TNA Plus special, which I guess you could call premium live event. And our commentators, Tom Hannafan and the Drama King, Matthew Ray Walt. And first on the countdown to Under Siege, we had Rhino defeating VSK 3 minutes, 35 seconds with the gore in the middle of the ring to get the win. And the new FBI, Ray Jazz and Zach Clayton with Little Guido, or just Guido now as they call him, defeated the Batiri 4 minutes, 14 seconds. And the Laredo Kid defeated Casey Navarro to retain the TNA Digital Media Championship, 6 minutes, 35 seconds. And now on to the main card of Under Siege. We started off with tag team action. The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander and Eric Young, defeating Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian, 12 minutes, 27 seconds. And now Eric Young, after that horrific ear injury at Rebellion, now sporting the headgear, which Josh Alexander used to wear. Good match here. Alexander and Eric Young get the win. And Ash by Elegance was in action. She defeated Havoc, 5 minutes, 20 seconds. And filling in for Hammerstone is Zachary Wentz, taking on Joe Hendry. Hendry gets the win, 5 minutes, 6 seconds. And the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships are on the line as Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards defeated Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat. 6 minutes, 28 seconds to win the titles. And Lars Fredrickson from Rancid was on commentary for this match. And Rich Swann, along with AJ Francis, defeated Jake Something, 11 minutes, 30 seconds. The Octopus, Jonathan Gresham, defeated Kushida, 9 minutes, 2 seconds. I thought this was a really good match. Jonathan Gresham making his return to TV with a new look. And intergender tag team match up next. PCO teaming with Jordan Grace to defeat Steph DeLander and Khan, 10 minutes, 57 seconds. Next up on Under Siege, the TNA X Division Championship on the line with the champion Mustafa Ali defeating one half of ABC Ace Austin to retain 16 minutes 34 seconds. Really good match here. So far, I have been a pretty big fan of Ali's run in TNA. Also a big fan of Ace Austin. So I actually expect Ali to hold on to the title for quite a bit longer. Has been having a good run in TNA so far. And in the main event, 6-man tag team action, The System, the TNA World Champion Moose, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards defeat the team of Broken Matt Hardy and Speedball Mountain, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Trent Seven, 23 minutes, 47 seconds. Not a bad main event. I would maybe have preferred that the TNA World title was on the line on the show, but still pretty good match. Because they did kind of tease maybe Matt Hardy going for the title. And I know there's been the rumors lately of maybe Matt Hardy, since he hasn't signed a TNA contract, maybe him returning to be a part of this new angle with Bo Dallas and the Uncle Howdy thing with the QR codes they've been teasing once again. But pretty good main event here. So overall, I would say TNA Under Siege, pretty good card. If you haven't tried TNA Plus before, I'd say check it out. Maybe definitely worth checking out for a month. If you don't like it, then you can cancel. Also, you could order as a standalone pay-per-view on Triller TV. But I definitely would recommend checking out TNA Plus. I would say it's a good deal. And then tonight, we had the return of WWE Superstar Sunday on A&E, starting off with Rivals, John Cena and Batista. Actually, a pretty good one. I don't know if I would say it was better than the Miz and Daniel Bryan episode, but I thought this one was very good. And WWE's Most Wanted Treasures, Triple H, they went looking for his sledgehammer, his gear, the gear that he wore at SummerSlam 1998 in the ladder match against The Rock, which very famous match, and also his gear that he had when he made his WWF debut as Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I thought this was a very good episode. Talked about, of course, the game, his time in DX, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and his WCW run as John Paul Levesque. So I'd recommend, if you did not see those episodes on tonight, definitely recommend checking out the replays. You can watch them on the A&E app. It's very good episodes. So if you can check out the replays, I'd say check them out. And MLW will present Lucha Pictico. Sorry, probably said that wrong, but November 9th at Cicero Stadium in Chicago. And also, it appears that Powerhouse Hobbs might be out with an injury. And Don Callis had some comments on Scott D'Amore's exit from TNA. Says he doesn't shed tears for multi-millionaires. So that is about it for the pro wrestling news I have for tonight. Or just one more thing, actually. It was announced during the Kentucky Derby yesterday that WrestleMania 41 will be taking place in Las Vegas next year. It was rumored that maybe Minnesota might be the site of next year's Mania, but it is Vegas. And that is all for the news now. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Finally got to talk about those 3 shows on a new episode. I will be back tomorrow morning for Good Morning Wrestling Fans. And we'll preview tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw with all the Backlash fallout. So hope everyone listening right now can join me then. In the comment section, you can go leave your thoughts and your opinions, your match ratings, everything in the comment sections, either right here on Spreaker, YouTube, or wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcasts at. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed all the pro wrestling that took place. And until tomorrow morning, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.